We are live. Hey, how about you, everybody? Welcome into the Corner Call-In Show. I am your host, Jeffrey Lee, Senior Recruiting Editor for Auburn Sports. Dadgummit. Today is Sunday, September 21, 2025. We are 24 hours removed from Auburn's first setback of the season, a 24-17 loss to then number 11 ranked Oklahoma, now number 7 ranked Oklahoma. We're going to talk about everything that you want to talk about. And here to do it with me, as they always are 100% of the time when I look up, they got green shirts on again. Cole Pinkston, Allen Head. How about you, boys?
How about you?
How about you? You didn't know this, but we have our own secret group chat where it's just me, you, and the OG Coach Pink, and we work all that out pre-show, just so you know.
I kind of feel left out, man. Look, we got our Miami colors on.
That's true.
Just trying to represent Auburn's roster. A lot of green going on there.
Definitely a lot of green.
I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to have about a 2-minute each to talk about our thoughts on the game, because I want to get to as many calls as possible. I know people have got a lot of things to say tonight. 701-779-9585. Before we do all that, let's not forget about our show sponsor, Miss Jessica Andrus with First Realty. If you got some real estate needs, want to sell your house, want to buy a house, Auburn, Opelika, Lee County, look no further for the help you need. Miss Jessica Andrus with First Realty, 334-704-4442. A lot of fours in that number. Do not be deceived like the referees from Norman the other day. You know what I'm saying? She's a freaking 5-star realtor. She's a 5-star realtor. She really is. If you don't believe me, just go look her up. She's a 5-star perfect consensus perfection realtor. You'll absolutely be glad you used her. Give her a call, Jessica Andrus with First Realty, 334-704-4442. Tell her we sent you. Okay, welcome to the show. I think we all. I know JG was trying to get in touch with Cole last night. When I turned it off, I had to go, but I listened to Alan's comments. Cole, did you ever join JG on the brain drain?
I did.
Okay. Missed them, but I know everybody, not everybody gets to hear that. So just kind of give us a recap of your thoughts on the game. Let's try to keep it into 2 minutes each. And Cole, you look like you're ready to go. Time begins now.
Okay. Well, what I told JG, I still feel the same way after a long day of reflection. I have not left my computer yet today. I mean, I've been breaking down this game. I'm only in the first half, because I really want to know what's wrong. I want to try to figure it out more than I think I ever have. And I don't feel worse about this football team, and I don't feel better about this football team. There are some things that make me feel better, some things that make me feel worse, but overall, I feel the same. We predicted the game beforehand, Jeffrey. You got it exactly right. Props to you. 24-17 Oklahoma. But everybody else was really close. That was what we all kind of thought. We all said, you find a win out of this next 3 stretch, really good. I think that's a good thing moving forward. You can still have a great season ahead. I think that's still on the table. I tell you what, though, from a national perspective, from a not our world, our Auburn-centric world, I bet you, and I think, but besides the penalties, because that's, we'll have all the calls about that tonight, and I get it. Those guys, if I did my job that badly, I would be fired. I wouldn't be here right now. But I think Auburn earned some cred nationally. I think Auburn showed people they've got a chance to be really good. Last year they looked at them and said, they're dysfunctional. They got some players, but they're dysfunctional. They look at them now, they got better players, and they're close.
Yeah,
they're close. They're dangerous. You don't want to meet them. So I think Auburn's going to get some wins. I do. I feel that way today. I feel like Jackson Arnold's going to clean up some of his stuff. I think they're on the right track. Very unfortunate game. A lot of missed opportunities, too, not just about the referees.
Well said, Cole, and perfectly timed. Mr. Allenhead, can you do it? 2 minutes to you.
I can. And to me, I can be even shorter, because your perspective coming out of this game is truly, what is your opinion of Oklahoma? Do you believe that they're a top 10 team in the country, or do you believe that they're worse than that? Now, I think the three of us on this panel all believe that Oklahoma was exactly what they were ranked to be, if not a little bit better. They have a fantastic quarterback and the best defensive line in the conference, probably the best front seven in the conference. And for those that are in the world of fandom that thought that Oklahoma was not, I think they showed you what exactly they are. And I think they're going to do that throughout the conference season. I honestly do. Now, it is a mixed bag of things that you can take away from this game. Yes, there are the penalties, and yes, the officials. But I don't like getting hung up on that. I like talking about the things that Auburn can control. Okay? To me, it gets a little beta-ish when you just constantly talk about, the referees and what they took from us.
Sure.
Auburn had opportunities to win that game, and they didn't seize the moment. But that doesn't mean that there weren't things for you to take away from that to be impressed with. I felt like the defense finally stepped it up a notch. They have been leaky in the back end. I didn't feel that way coming out of this game. Now, I felt like Auburn got home, and they generated a pass rush, and they did a great job with keeping John Mateer off balance. So, bravo Zulu to you, Mr. DJ Durkin. I think from a pass protection standpoint, take about half those sacks and put them on Jackson Arnold. Okay? Yeah. All right. It's not all the offensive line. I felt like the offensive line had a bad day from a penalty standpoint. I felt like Damari Alston from a pass pro standpoint. I watched him stick his nose in there multiple times. I want to make sure I tip my hat to him.
Great.
Because I felt like he had an all-star game from that standpoint, and it's why he played predominantly. But that leads you to Jackson Arnold, who did some good things, and there were some bad things. And what you saw a lot of, unfortunately, was him holding the ball and scanning the field. And you saw the ball get stuck in his hand longer than it should. And that was the same issue that he had at Oklahoma. If you'll go back to our comments in the summertime, when I talk about the things that I did not like about Jackson Arnold's game, that was the one thing. I felt like all the other pieces, the physical pieces, fit within Hugh Freeze's offense. But for whatever reason, the ball being stuck in his hand longer than it needed to be, that worried me some. Now, some of that to me was route selection on some of the play calls. And I don't want to question play calling too much. These guys make multiple $1 million a year. Okay, they know more football than I do. But I do feel like there should have been a little bit more variety in the pass game and that they got away from the run game far too quickly, that they should have attacked the edges. When they realized they weren't going to be able to make their hay in between the tackles, you still needed to find a way to effectively run the football. I felt like they could have tried the stretch play some. I felt like they could have mixed it up with some, GT counter to the outside to try to get something going there. And they just didn't do it for whatever the reason. They didn't feel comfortable with it. And again, I understand the line of scrimmage where Oklahoma really neutralized your running game, but you cannot get away from that, or everything else doesn't work in this offense, in my honest opinion. You have to have the run as a staple to make everything else work. And I will cede my time back to Jeffrey.
Okay. I was a little bit more encouraged and optimistic than Cole, and that might be because my belief in this team was lower than Cole's. This team is better than I thought that they were. They're better than I thought they were. I saw everything that everybody else saw, and I still looked at my dad at the end of the game. I said, Auburn's got a damn good football team.
Yeah, they do.
They do. And one of you said, I think it was Cole, that they're dangerous. And I guarantee you the opposing coaches don't want none of this.
No.
They get some things. Look, they got a lot to fix, no doubt about it. And you're still up in the midway through the fourth quarter on what is now the number 7 ranked team in the country and at their place. There was a lot going on yesterday. And I, even with all the mishaps and unforced errors, those are the things that bother me the most. I think Alan mentioned that as well. The unforced errors and the false starts, and and listen, I've been on the special teams soapbox for a long time. Listen, special teams doesn't have to be an asset for you. It just cannot be a liability, and it has been for Auburn over and over and over again, and it drives me crazy. You don't have to be great at special teams. You just can't suck. And I'm not to the point where Auburn sucks, but they're a liability right now. You can't kick a field goal over 30 yards. Auburn can't do it. I think you've had 2 bad snaps this season. You've got it.
Woo-sa. Woo-sa. There we go.
It cannot be a liability, and I hate to see that. It puts the offense, the defense in holes that don't deserve to be in. But anyways, overall view for me is that I walked away from that game. I was actually encouraged. I saw better football against Oklahoma than I have seen since Hugh Freeze became Auburn head coach. I felt, and I told JG this, I felt better about Auburn with Jackson Arnold after that loss than I did ever with Auburn after a win with Peyton Thorne. I know Jackson Arnold's got things to do. He's half of those sacks absolutely were his. I was screaming at the TV, throw the damn ball. And I don't know, and I think, Cole, I'm going to depend on you to watch this video. Does he not? And I was watching it with my dad, the difference, and I said this last night too, the difference I saw was Auburn put pass rush on John Mateer, and he had not hot routes, outlets. He had outlets. He had crossers. Auburn didn't have that. It seemed like they were on the edge and they were deep. There was really nowhere to go. And I think in the second half, you saw Damari Austin kind of jump out there. You saw some quick passing game. But anyways, overall, I was encouraged. I think this team absolutely can win 8 games. I'll be disappointed still if Auburn doesn't win 8 games. I'm excited. I think that's what I walked away from it. I'm encouraged.
Well, I think if you watched, we've seen some matchups this year that look like future playoff teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Texas, Oklahoma, maybe even Notre Dame, A&M, even though Notre Dame's and whatever they are,
1-2 now.
Okay.
They got their first win.
You've seen some matchups like that. You know what it looks like. It looks like a fist fight to the end.
Ohio State. It was Texas, Ohio State. Right?
Is that what I said? Texas, Ohio State. I think
Red River Shootout will be in a couple weeks.
My fault. My point is, you watch those games, it's a heavyweight fight. You see it. It's a back and forth. Each team's punching. It's exactly what this game looked like to me.
Yes.
Until
Keep talking.
The last drive for Auburn. Then it looked pathetic.
Yes.
And everybody's going to remember that part. And that sucks.
Yeah.
But you got a chance to redeem yourself coming up this week, because I think Texas A&M is just a hair under Oklahoma. Now, I think they might have a better offense.
Cole, I said the exact same thing. I think it's a different game. I think this is going to be a higher scoring game.
How important is it to have a defensive front like Oklahoma has? How big of a difference does that make?
Look, the way championships are built, Jeffrey said it, I've said it, you said it on the show, defensive line affecting the quarterback, and then how the quarterback plays, right? Yeah. Oklahoma has both of those things working in their favor right now, and it's why I predicted they would win the game. I just felt like in those two facets, they were better than Auburn, and I think that showed. Now, they're not that much better. That's the difference, and I'm with you, Jeffrey, in the fact that when I walked away from this game, I thought to myself, I'm looking at Auburn's schedule, and it's like, they're going to win 8 games. That is the confidence I had walking away from that. Now, maybe some of the fan base is not wanting to hear 8 games. I know there were people in JG's chat last night, one guy in particular, Grind, that was like, no, it's playoff or bust. I don't feel that way.
No.
Like, I feel like this needs to be a step.
That's the uneducated fan, and that's our job to do a better job of educating them. This is not – it's not playoff or bust right now. I think you're still a year away from that. I think we've been saying that for the year 4 for us was perennial contender.
Absolutely. And this is the drawback, though, from what I saw last night, because if this team slips south of 8-4 with the talent that it has, I don't know if 7-5 is acceptable. If it's acceptable, then you're going to have a coordinator change, in my opinion. Like, there's something that has to shift. You can't leave status quo if this team slips to 7-5. I think the standard is at 8-4 or better.
Mm-hmm.
After watching what I watched last night, because I do believe Oklahoma is a team that's going to win 9 or 10 ball games and be in the mix for the playoff.
Completely agree. Very, 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 very well said.
And we'll get to callers. I think what stings Auburn fans the most, number one, is the last drive. It was pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
You had 4 minutes.
Left you with a bad taste in your mouth.
Well, it wasn't desperation. I've said that before in the last day, but the more I've thought about it, it wasn't. It was 4 minutes. you had a chance to put your offense together and go down there and win the game. And it was pathetic. And everybody's going to remember that. And it's going to be stuck in their head. And that annoys me because everything else other than that was a good football game from Auburn. Mm-hmm. When you really break it down, it was a good football game. There was a lot of missed opportunities. There were some mistakes on defense, on offense at times.
Yeah.
Jackson Arnold holding the ball too long, 10 sacks. That's unacceptable. I don't like 10 sacks. I don't like it, but I like it better than a bunch of turnovers.
Completely agree.
And
because
that's
you can get better from that. We've seen it happen. Jarrett Stidham was in the same boat.
Live to fight another day, another down.
2017, Clemson, Jared Stidham was baptized, I believe, at least on 8 sacks that night. And that was
Brent Venables' defense.
Yes. Yes.
No kidding.
Yep.
So you're telling me this is a Brent Venables defense who we know what he's capable of. He's got the talent now. I did the star comparison. Oklahoma was the second most talented defense on Auburn's schedule next to Alabama's as far as stars go.
Good to know.
And he had a read on Arnold. He knew exactly what Arnold was good at, what he wouldn't be good at. He knows more. He knows Jackson Arnold better than Hugh Freeze knows Jackson Arnold.
Yeah.
And they still exploited him several times. And they couldn't stop number 8. And they got to get it to him more. There's so many things we need to get to.
All right, good stuff. Let's get to the phone lines and find out what others are thinking.
So we have a million callers right now. So we are going to limit everybody to one statement, one question, 1.5 minute max. I got the timer out tonight.
Ooh, get him, Zach.
Cut him off at 60, Zach.
You have awoken the beast.
Cut you off at 60, like Alan said. But we'll start here.
Cut him off.
0548. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Hey, fellas. This is Kyle from Gardendale. How y'all doing tonight?
How about you, Kyle, from Gardendale, losers to the Minor Tigers?
Hey, I don't appreciate you saying that, Jay Lee. I will fight you.
We always did in high school. Gardendale and Hueytown, we fought the hell. We beat y'all's ass. In the Piggly Wiggly parking lot.
Well, unfortunately, Gardendale football is in a sad state of affairs, sir.
Okay, good.
I hadn't checked in on them in a while.
All right, Zach, you can start Kyle's timer now.
Last week I came on and I was super excited about the guys, about the team, the coaches, the players having the opportunity to set the stage, to answer the call. And for most of the game, I haven't got to go through Cole's play script, but I would agree that, especially defensively, we answered the call. But, I'm sure a lot of people are going to call in and complain about all the penalties and all this stuff. But I really felt like the last 7 minutes, Oklahoma whipped our butts and the coaching staff department. I was really disappointed. And I know you got to take chances with Mateer, but both of their big play, or all 3 of their big plays, big completions on that drive, Sylvester Smith was in man coverage on 2 of them. And the other one was an in-breaking route when we dropped 8. I mean, I felt like Oklahoma really put the clamps on the nickels and linebackers there in the second half, but especially that 7-minute drive. I was really surprised with us having the chance to take the reins, put our foot down, and be the program we're capable of being, and getting that touchdown, and then having that as a response. So, but what's great about this team and about what we do is we get another chance on Saturday. And people can call me a sunshine pumper. They can call me whatever they want to call me. But the only way this team and this program is going to become what it's capable of becoming is if these guys go do it on the field. And my gosh, it's so close. It's so close. And I know a lot of people are going to call in tonight and complain and blame it on this and blame it on that. But I would just encourage y'all, just hang in there. Just hang in there. Believe in this team. Believe in these guys. We're going to have a breakthrough. It's going to come. And again, you can kill me for being a sunshine pumper all you want. But what I would ask you guys is, what do you want to see? Where you want to see the growth from this week to Texas A&M? Hope you guys have a wonderful night.
Good stuff, Kyle. Really good call, man. What do you want to see, guys, growth-wise? What do you want to see?
Get rid of the football.
Get rid of the freaking ball.
That's number one. There's nothing else even close to me.
It definitely being more decisive, right? Whether it's it's got to be 1, 2, 3, and then I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like either I'm throwing the ball away, I'm making my determination, I'm letting it rip, and I really want to see that. I really just want to see him try to fit it into a tight spot. You haven't seen that yet. I don't care. Throw the interception. Throw it at this point, right? Like you've gone 4 straight games without throwing one. Throw an interception. But better decisiveness with Jackson on what I want to do. 1, 2, 3, get it out. That's where I want to live.
Good stuff, Kyle. Appreciate you calling in, big dog.
9332. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Hello.
That sounds like EMAC.
It is.
My man.
How about you?
Little River.
How about y'all? I'm going to make this pretty short and sweet this evening, fellas. I know that we got a bunch of callers on the line, and this has been a great show already. So I just want to say that Hugh Freeze showed some passion. You know, it wasn't the right kind, but I just saw some actual passion from the man when he was talking to the ref about that call, about the receiver, you know, the deviant play or whatever you want to call it. But I actually saw some passion from the man, and I am ecstatic about that.
Good.
I like it.
I did. Yes, sir. He was hollering at the referee, and like I said, he actually had some emotion. He showed emotion and passion about what he was doing, and I feel like if that will continue, then Auburn will do a lot better than what they're doing. You know, and we've had plenty of opportunities, horrible officiating games, whole 9 yards. But you know what? The future's bright, guys. And I'm gonna hang up and listen. And War Damn Eagle.
War Damn Eagle, big dog. I think we're all on the same page, EMAC.
Yeah, I agree. It's good to see passion. I'll say this. I think his emotions are all over the place, which is you'd rather that than no emotion.
Sure.
But reining it in would be fine. I mean, you know, like the constant, that kind of stuff. I don't love it. I don't come from that school. But listen, one thing I have not had to question about Hugh Freeze is that he has buy-in with the guys he's brought into the program. He's got it.
They love him.
Yeah, I mean, I think regardless of how he handles it on the sideline, so long as he's authentic to who he is, like I think that's the worst thing a coach can ever do is do something that they're not, right? Because players they read that very quickly. So just whoever he is as a coach, and I do think Hugh's an emotional coach. Like, you see the reaction on the sideline. I think that's who he is. Just be who you are, big dog. Let it roll.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully Auburn will continue to get better. And one more thing. We talked, I think, on that previous question, Cole and I both said get the ball out. I want to see special teams get better.
That too, yeah.
I want to see special teams get better. Big time.
Of course.
I want to see a flawless execution from all special teams. I just want to be average.
No, I'm with you. I keep thinking about your comments last night on running with Reed like that. I still, dude.
Yeah.
God bless you, Reed Hughes. If you heard that, man, that made that made my soul hurt. I laughed so hard.
Yeah. Everybody, if you're running with Reed, you're running laps, you know? Good stuff, EMAC. Appreciate you, big dog.
4148. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Stuff, EMAC. Appreciate you, big dog. 4148.
Whoever we got on the line, turn your radio down or whatever you're listening to.
Radio.
Hey guys, Goomer, come home. How are y'all?
Goomer, what's going on, man?
Haven't talked to y'all in a while.
Yes, sir.
My goodness, so many emotions after this season, this game. Really, Cole, I wanted to ask you a question about like the last 3 sacks at the end of the game. I mean, what is going on with our offensive line to where we can't pass pro? And are the RPOs hurting that? I mean, I don't understand how we can be so good at run blocking, and then we can get into an RPO set and we can do what we need to do, but then we get into a necessary pass pro and we are just dead to rights. And, it's jailbreak against us. He held on to the ball last night. But why isn't Hugh calling plays to get the ball out of his hands and understand who his quarterback is? I just don't understand how we don't know who our personnel is, how to use them, and how we get ourselves in this position. I mean, the game was fantastic. Everybody's right until the last 4 minutes of the game. And I want to bitch about, the refs and the bad calls and everything else, but there were so many instances to where we could have made plays in that game, and not put ourselves in that position. But at the same time, how are we not running plays to our strengths? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, Gomer, some of the things I've watched, man, have already stopped some of the narratives that I was starting with. Like when I wrote the final thoughts before film, I need to go back and fix that in after review tomorrow because I was wrong about some things. The last 3 sacks, what you've done in that situation, you've made it a desperation situation, and you've asked your offensive line to protect against the best defensive front they're probably going to see that contains a 5-star or 2, and R. Mason Thomas. We haven't mentioned him enough. Good gracious. And they get to pin their ears back and tee off on you. And still, Jackson Arnold had time to throw the football.
Yes, he did.
On those same plays that you mentioned, Gomer. You got to understand all of these are not on the offensive line. Some of them are. I found one. Connor Lew, Dylan Wade, Jeremiah Wright messed up a twist. That's one of the ones I've found so far. Almost everything else I've counted to 4 Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Ball's got to be out. And the question that you're asking is a question that I don't have an answer to, but it's a good question. Why is he not running some more variety to get him more comfortable getting rid of the ball? I saw 2 plays where they did actually do that, and he didn't get rid of the ball. So maybe he goes, well, he's not going to let it go. We're not going to call that again. I don't know. It's a question I need to know. I need to learn more about.
I'm with you. If I'm going to fault the offensive line in that last series, it was the penalties. I think they had 2 false starts. Cannot have that in that kind of a moment. You got to be more disciplined, right? It was back-to-back false start penalties. That's where I'll jump the offensive line. But I'm with you, Cole. I felt like he had time, except for on the safety. That was the one, the fourth down. He had 0 chance. He got baptized by the second he set his foot. But the rest of it, I didn't love the first down call. Like I felt like they should have started with a screen. Like they knew Oklahoma was coming. Yeah. And where was the screen game? Where was the draw game to slow some of that down? I just felt like you needed something to jumpstart his momentum. You didn't get that. And I'm with you, Cole. They did give Jackson things that he's done well on those first 2 calls, but maybe he was in his own head at that moment. I don't know exactly what took place.
I don't either.
All right. Good stuff, Gomer. Appreciate you calling in, buddy.
8021. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Hey, man. It's L Train, man.
L Train. Not to be confused with Lionel.
Yeah, man. I'm just disgusted right now, though, man. I'm going to go and give y'all my little question, man. I think a lot of it was a lot of coaching. And I just want to ask y'all this, man. The chemistry between Cam and Jackson Arnold looked like it's looking like the way the chemistry between him and Cam, like it's like Jackson just got there in August, man, like fall camp. It's like they ain't got no chemistry. He been there since December. It's like the chemistry between him and Cam Coleman, they ain't been on the practice field together, like they ain't been throwing at each other all summer. It just look bad that they can't connect on a lot of passes. They just connected on their first fade route this game right here. He used to throw the fade route in the end zone. They used to be so bad. And they finally connected on one fade route in this last game, man. And another thing, man, I wish Hugh Freeze just evaluate his coaching style, man. Because, I mean, he don't believe in hot routes. He don't believe in drag routes. He don't believe in slant routes. Every pass play should have a hot route, man. Every pass play. You should expect a blitz on every pass play you call. I don't care who you playing. Jackson Arnold need to have he should have a dink and dunk game or something, man. He should do something to get that boy to throw that ball quickly. There's a blitz coming. He should be holding no ball and receiver running 20 yards downfield before they turn around and look for the ball. And another thing is, I just wish he'd teach them wide receivers every route on the route tree. So they can run every route on a wide receiver route tree. Get Cobb in there. Let Cobb run some draw plays. Throw Cobb some balls out the backfield. Cobb need to have about 15 to 20 touches a game, man. Cobb is a game breaker, man. The man can go 80 yards, 70 yards, 60 yards, but you ain't trying to get Cobb no touches. Cobb can do just like Malcolm Simmons, man. Do everything Malcolm Simmons can do. Cobb can do the same thing Malcolm Simmons can do. Put the ball, get Cobb some touches, man. You abandon Cobb in the first quarter. You stop getting Cobb touches. Amari's a good back. He can block. But Amari can't go no 80 yards. Amari can't go 70 yards. Amari can't go 50 yards. Amari can get you good 10 yards and get tackled.
Yeah, L Train. Thanks for the call, man. Did Auburn even really pursue the run game? Do you think they just conceded to the front four or front seven of Oklahoma? Like, look, we might hit you when we can. And they had the 40-yard run by Jeremiah. There was some outside. They really didn't rush I think Damari got out there one time.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the run game, they really never. It was like they aborted it and were like, "This is what we're going to have to do." And listen, my thing, I thought it was a great call. I thought it was a greatly called game by whomever calls plays. We've talked about Cam Cullman. We've talked about the misses. That there were opportunities. The plays were, in my opinion, were fine. Now, don't get me wrong. I would have liked to have seen a draw or a screen. But what the hell do I know? Auburn had the opportunities on offense to score points, and for whatever reason, whether it was Cam Cullman stutter stepping when or slowing down, or Jackson overthrowing him, I mean, I thought the play calling was fine.
Yeah, I'm with you, especially that they finally. And I think we all knew, right? Like that Oklahoma was going to crowd the box in this game. Like they were going to put a heavy box and dare Jackson Arnold to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
And they hit a couple vertical shots in the early phases to try to back them out. And I felt like that was the opportunity. They had a chance to come back to the run game. Now, not the traditional game, because a lot of what Hugh wants to do is use inside zone, right? Like that's because that's what they set their RPO up off of.
Yep.
Right. That's a staple for them. And they couldn't get inside zone established at all. But to me, you can't get away from the run game. Like it's too important to this offense, in my opinion. So you got to change what you're trying to do and change looks a little bit, as opposed to bailing on it. Now, some of that was RPO stuff, right, where Jackson was making a decision. So he had the option to give it and didn't do it. I can't fault him on that. But to me, I don't know. Like sometimes you need to lock the RPO and just force a run play. Like sometimes you need to just call a designed run as opposed to giving an RPO option. And I know that's what the base of this offense is, but fundamentally I believe differently. Now, again, I'm on a podcast. Hugh Freeze is paid millions of dollars to call plays. I tend to tip my hat towards him knowing what he's got from a personnel grouping standpoint and what it's going to take to play to win games.
Right.
But I do feel like the balance wasn't there enough. And I don't think you didn't have to be a 50-50 split, but I think you needed to do enough to keep them honest so they couldn't completely pin their ears back and go at Jackson the way they did that last series.
Yeah, you can't concede the run game just because they're good up front. That's not going to work ever. Can't be scared of it. And I think they had them, like Free said, they called them. Like you said, Arnold opted to throw it a lot out of those. But if again, this goes right back to red light, green light. what I wrote about the other night. If Freeze wants it to be a run play, he's got to say that. He's got to make that call. He's in charge of that. But he didn't dispute it. He said Arnold made the checks to throws, and that's fine. That's our offense. So that's what he wanted. I don't think he thinks that they didn't run the ball enough. He may look back at it, may look at the numbers and go, maybe we should. I think that this team lives out of the run game, honestly.
Here were my thoughts on that. If Jackson Arnold completes those passes to Cam Coleman, if Cam Coleman doesn't slow down, nobody's talking about, oh, man, they should have ran the ball more.
No.
Auburn wins by 14.
Not at all.
Nobody gives a shit about running the fucking ball.
No. I mean, you're absolutely right. You only get second guessed when you lose games, right?
Mm-hmm. That's why I was saying, that's why I said the play calling was fine and it was big enough to win. It was good enough to win.
I agree with that. I thought the best play call of the game was the power read on the goal line because you knew they were going to crash on Arnold. If he can get a clean handoff to Simmons, but read it the right way, he's walking in. That's exactly what happened. And that put Auburn ahead in the fourth quarter.
Right.
So, yeah, I think the play calling was fine. I agree with you. I don't think it was bad. I think, could it be better? Sure, probably could.
Always.
But it wasn't bad by any means. I think they had
right. Yeah, I think that's the whole point. Like, yeah. All right. A lot of things to complain about. I think play calling is down the list.
Sure.
And
on the list, but down the list.
Yeah.
And it drives me crazy. For those who are subscribed, I do a film room. And on the film room, I talked about receivers not running their routes the right way against South Alabama. Guys, we saw it last week. They wouldn't finish their routes because they didn't think they were getting the ball. That's not how the RPO works. It's not a double threat if they're not finishing their routes. And Cam Coleman did it again.
Didn't finish.
Finish your route.
Cost Auburn 7.
Act like you're getting the ball every play.
Preach, brother. I hear you. L-Train got us talking, big dog. Great call, man. We appreciate you.
9003. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Chris from Hueytown.
Hueytown.
Another rival of the minor Tenacious Tigers.
What's up, Chris?
Long time ago, yes.
What's on your mind tonight, Chris?
Hey, listen, I played at Sanford a long time ago in the late 80s. I coached a little high school, so I think I know a little bit about football, and I'm going to be the minority here. I want him fired. I've wanted him fired since middle of the first year. I don't think he's coached. Special teams is awful. For 5 years, I've been screaming, can we get a kicker, kick it out of the end zone? We finally got a kicker and kick the ball through the end zone on kickoffs. Every time we run one out, we get a penalty. We start at the 5. I'm just screaming, take a knee when they kick it. And I don't know who coached our special teams. He's terrible. DJ Darkin, I can't stand him. He cost us 3 games last year. He cost us this game. I know y'all think we played great on defense. Was Mateer not 15 for his last 16 or 16 for his last 17?
You know, Chris, 148, I believe, is a fantastic. He's got a background a lot like you. And he said Durkin went 3. He was rushing 3 and went really soft in the secondary, and Mateer ate him up. Yep. And we've seen Durkin go. Why do you think Auburn's terrible on 3rd and 49 every freaking time?
Every game, and you know we gave up. I mean, when we need to stop, we never make a stop. And my negativity comes from being an Auburn fan for probably since I've been born.
I hear you.
Just watching us do this, you know. And I'm negative. I'll tell you, I'm the most negative person in the world. No, but they won't even watch ball games. My family won't watch ball games.
Everybody knows a Chris.
I mean,
oh yeah, no doubt.
This is how bad I really am. I'm bad. I'm telling you. But I want him fired since the middle of the first year. I don't think he can coach. We get down the goal line, 2nd down from the 2-yard line, and I don't know what kind of play we ran with Arnold, and he gets killed for 3-yard loss. I don't think he's much better than Thorne. I think he's a better runner. I think he's got a better arm. But the 2 catches Coleman caught, we've been touchdowns if he hits him in stride, and then he overthrows him on 2 touchdown passes. I don't know. A quarterback, he's tough. I'll give him credit. He's a tough kid. He took a beating. Thorne took a beating last year. I really can't criticize him as being tough.
Chris, let's give me
plays.
Give me a positive that you took away from yesterday? Good. He can.
I don't know. I don't know if I had one. I'm telling you, I'm so negative all the time, and so and I have been this
At
way.
least you know,
Hey,
brother.
Chris, I hear you. Hey, you're transparent about it. That's great.
Yeah.
Tell me this, Chris. If you were to part ways with Hugh Freeze, who would you hire? Your AD for a day. Who are you going to get?
I don't know. I've asked myself that over for 2 years now. Who would I hire? I don't know. I don't like this offensive scheme you're running. I watch us even when we make catches, the guys get tackled. Boom. I watched Baylor catch a ball and run for 20 yards. I watch Alabama every time they catch a ball, the receivers seem to get yards after the catch. We don't seem to get any yards after the catch. We didn't throw any screen passes. We threw very few little even wide receiver screens. For 2 weeks, all I've seen is throw is out patterns and little comeback patterns. And we didn't throw. And I look over there, and the guy's 10 yards off Cullman, and he's still running past him. But he's got 10-yard out patterns all day long. We didn't throw a one. So I don't know what the offensive philosophy is. I really don't. And I watched Jameis at Hueytown for 4 years and got spoiled realizing how good quarterback he was. And then I watched the other guy. Golly, I don't know. I wish I knew the answer, but with 7 minutes to go, did y'all have any confidence we're going to win that ball game? I had zero confidence we were going to win that ball game.
Of course you did.
I will be honest, Chris. I had optimism going into that drive. I felt like, okay, there's 5 minutes left to go on the clock. Auburn's got plenty of time to run their full offense. They've got the whole buffet open, right, from a play calling standpoint. That's a 5-minute drive. And after the first play call, I felt like, this is not this. This is not the night. After the first one, yes, I felt that way. But going into the series, yes, I had confidence. Given the way they had just played on the previous series, I felt like Arnold had started to find his groove a little bit. You saw him use his legs to pick up a massive fourth down. I mean, I thought that took stones because he just got out of there in the nick of time and was able to shake a guy in the open field to be able to get the first down. So I want to give Jackson some credit. And he did make some throws in that game. Like, the way some people have talked about him tonight, you would think that he threw for less than 100 yards. He was 200 plus with a touch.
The touchdown pass to Cam was gorgeous.
Yeah, beautiful, right? But he did leave some meat on the bone. So you got to be fair and balanced with your critique of him. Now, Chris, I want you to call back because if we have a couple more losses, maybe we are talking hot seat somewhat. So figure out your hot board, big dog. Call me back when you got some solutions, okay?
Getting them names together, Chris.
Yes.
Good stuff, though. Either way, man. Need to hear a little devil's advocate from
Take
Chris.
some anxiety medicine, Chris. We love you, brother. We love you.
All right, Zach, keep us going, big dog. We're going to try to get through the rest of these callers.
Last 6 callers, we're pushing up against our deadline here. So listen, one question and we're out. So 2225, you're live. Who we talking to, and what's your one question?
Yes, sir. I don't have any questions. It's just I'm pointing out my issues I have, and it's Hugh Freeze. The issue with Hugh Freeze is this. I was excited when Nix came from Ole Miss. I figured, hey, if Nix comes from Ole Miss and we have Hugh Freeze with his offense, and you have Nix bringing over some of Lane's offensive concepts and route trees, our offense would be unstoppable. I haven't seen it at all. Only thing I see is a lot of comebacks and a lot of 12 personnel. We have NFL caliber wide receivers, but we're not using them. We know Cam is a beast. I saw too much of the 12 personnel. Why are we using the tight ends? Just so they can help the defense load the box. They're keeping 7 and 8 men in the box because we have 2 tight ends in. As opposed to Cam on the outside. I didn't see Fields on the outside. I didn't see Perry on the outside. We were running Cam on one side out wide and Malcolm or Eric as the other wide receiver in a 12 personnel. And we expect Jackson to pull the ball down and run a draw into a heavy box. That's crazy. When Oklahoma needed a play, they spread us out. 4 wide receivers went into trips. they put the ball in their quarterback's hand. He ran for a touchdown because we were spread out. It's just simple. And that's what's pissing me off the most with you. I don't know what it is, and this vanilla offense we did for the last 2 games against Ball State and South Alabama, it's crazy. You run your offense. It's up to the other team to stop it. Don't dumb your offense down. There's no speed like game speed. You can't practice game speed and practice and expect to flip the switch when the game comes. You can't do it. If you run these plays that Cam slowed down on against Ball State and South Alabama, it's on tape. We can correct it, and we'll be ready for Oklahoma, as opposed to trying it against Oklahoma.
That's a great call, man. A lot of people feel the same way.
A lot of people.
Yeah. I don't think you're alone in that. Didn't get his name, but I don't think you're alone. Good stuff, man. We appreciate it.
I think he's in the majority.
Yeah, drop your name in the chat. We want to know who called.
7034. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from? What's your one question?
Hey, this is Hunter from Auburn. I was calling to say that I think we found our next coach in Chris and our offensive coordinators and analysts in the chat. But the defense to me played very well. They gave up 32 yards rushing and held a potential Heisman candidate that everybody in John Mateer thinks to 271. And I thought our defense matched up very well to Oklahoma's, who everybody thinks in high regards it to. So what do y'all think on the defense?
Yeah, I mean, so like, what you're saying, I think I've thought the same thing. Oklahoma's, we're all thinking they're playoff caliber now. John Mateer's like the leader for the Heisman. I've heard that a couple times, leader. And they barely squeaked by Auburn, and there were some real bad calls, man. So what's your opinion on Auburn then?
Yeah,
if that is true, right?
Sure. If that is true, if we are right that Oklahoma is a 9 or 10 win team that's potentially in the playoff, what does that say about Auburn? I want to talk about this because look, yards are meaningless to me. It's a scoreboard game, right?
Okay.
Our defense held Oklahoma to 22 points. Auburn's offense should be able to score 24 points.
Yeah.
To me, the game is more on the offense than it was on the defense. The defense isn't blameless, right? Like, again, they gave up yardage in the second half, but they did their job. The Will Muschamp clip of do your job, they did it for the most part, right? Like, I felt like they handled business, and I was a little unsure if they'd be able to do that because of how leaky they've been in the secondary, and I felt like they got some things corrected with how they played the other night.
Okay. Good stuff, Hunter. Appreciate you calling in, buddy.
0635. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from? What's your one question?
This is Stan from Panama City.
How about you, Stan?
How about you, Jeff? I'll make it quick. I know there's a lot of callers. This really is for Cole.
Okay.
Cole, on Wednesday night, I'm going to call back on the show after you watch what I say to you. We got and Cole, what I wanted to say was, after you watch that film, I want you to see how many passes that Jackson Arnold missed, and he cannot throw with anticipation. And you can't fix that. You cannot fix that.
Well, Stan, I agree that he does not throw with anticipation right now. I don't agree that you can't fix. I think you can fix it. I'm not saying it will be fixed, but I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. There's no reason why it can't happen with Jackson Arnold, and I will be dialed in to see if it does.
Fair.
Because that will fix a lot of Auburn's problems if he can figure that out.
No, I agree. And I think the only way you get better is live game reps, right? You cannot simulate game speed in practice. You just can't. What you see on Saturday in the SEC is not what you're going to get in a Tuesday practice. So the more he plays, the more exposure he gets. Hopefully you're right, Cole. The more the anticipatory throws, we'll start to see that more.
And I think L Train brought that up earlier. It was either him or Goomer.
Yeah, I think so. A lot of people are seeing that. It's pretty obvious. I think you don't have to be a football savant to realize what's happening with that. Don't if you blame it all on the O-line, I don't know, maybe you're confused. But he's holding on the ball too long. I've already broken down 3 plays in the play script on boy, y'all need to get in the play script with me.
Get in there.
Come on. What you scared of?
Go on now. Good stuff, Stan. Always appreciate your call, big dog.
1836. You're live. Who we talking to? Where you calling from? What's your one question?
Hey, this is Eric from Cullman.
Oh, how about you, Eric?
Hey, so I haven't had a chance to listen, so I'm not sure if any of this was discussed already. But just, I mean, obviously the terrible officiating, I'm sure, has been talked about. Oh, sorry.
Somewhat.
Yeah, we've acknowledged it for sure.
But I wanted to talk about. Sorry, I'm at work. I'm trying to get somewhere quiet.
All good.
So anyway, I'm sorry. So outside of that, even though there was those issues, I do think, and then the 10 sacks given up, which I thought was a combination of offensive line, Arnold holding the ball, and then probably play calling at times too. But I was impressed that we still had a chance. Like we were still in the in the game to possibly to win. And then really, if Cam Cullman doesn't stutter, I guess, or hold up on that first shot that was missed, that some people are blaming Arnold for, which I didn't see that. I didn't see it as his fault on an overthrow. And then the second one that was just the overthrow in the end zone. That's 14 points on top of that there, if we can connect, on those, just those 2 plays. But my biggest, really my only question, and just what I'm confused about with the offense was the first 3 games, they ran a lot of the, I believe, Cole, you call it the power read sweep with Arnold, with Singleton. And we didn't see that any. They ran the sweep for the touchdown with Simmons late in the game. But I was expecting to build more off of that, that being one of the staples with, just the options of that.
Go ahead, Cole.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So that was the touchdown play to Malcolm Simmons. That was the jet power read. It was not jet sweep. It was power read. It was a read. And then you had it again where Singleton does a return motion and comes back across, but he slipped, and it was a busted play from that moment. So they tried it. That to me was way too cute. Just run the dadgum jet sweep power read like you've been doing the whole time. I don't need the return motion, all that crap.
Yeah.
Just run the play you've been doing well at. I don't care how good they are. Somebody said that a minute ago. I can't remember who it was, but seriously.
Schaefer, he's killing me, man, in the chat. Oh, Schaefer Kia, let the boy watch. All right, keep us going, Zach. Good stuff, Eric. Appreciate you calling in, buddy.
6879. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from? What's your one question?
This is Becca from Huntsville.
Dexter?
My one
Becca.
Becca.
Oh. It ain't Barner Becca, is it?
Barner Becca. Yeah.
Hey.
Humorous one. Do we have another punter other than Hudson? Because Tommy was frustrating the hell out of me yesterday.
Great freaking question, Barner Becca. Great question. I have been underwhelmed with Hudson. Yeah.
Yeah, me too, a little bit. Honestly,
John Michael Montgomery, got him. True freshman.
You
the snap was bad on the punt. It was a bad snap. It was low to the left at his feet, but he did corral it. And then I don't know what happened after that, man. I've watched it several times. I'm like, why did you freak out?
I think he was trying to. Was he trying to run around the cat and kick it?
I don't know, man. He's bad.
The Australian rules football, you should like be comfortable with the ball in your hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he freaked out, didn't he?
He freaked out.
Yeah, he did. I mean, look, football IQ on special teams was a D-. Like, it was bad.
Yeah.
Look, Malcolm Simmons catching the ball on the 1. You know, you're going to have bad snaps in games, okay? You're going to have a bad snap.
Fucking Schaefer Kia, stop it, dude.
I knew you were going to miss that comment.
Hey, but BB3LK. BB3LK in the chat. Oklahoma punter literally you think about the difference in the Oklahoma punt game and the Auburn punt game and how big of a factor that was. Great comment.
That guy's a game changer.
No, I agree. And again, I'm okay with Hudson Cock if he's doing, if he's 40 yards and we're pinning him there with a coffin kick, I'm okay with it.
And he did have a 48-yarder.
Yeah.
That was a good punt.
But again, it was the football IQ on special teams that kills me. Like, I don't care. The 50-yarder, like the 50-yard field goal to me, you put that kid in there cold. He hasn't had a field goal attempt all year. And the first one you put him in for is 50 yards against Oklahoma.
Again, I'll tell you what. You know what just hit my mind real quick? Special teams D. That's a D if you're grading it. Right?
Yes.
Okay. How about
scale?
Quarterback play, I think. Can you even get to a C on quarterback play? I think so.
I can get to a C-. I think I'm there.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah,
you almost beat a potential playoff team and a potential Heisman winner with C- quarterback play and D special teams.
Was Jackson Arnold below average?
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know, man. I mean, he made some throws. Like,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm at a C. I think he was.
But
on face value, I would have given him a C as I'm walking through this film.
I'm
going lower.
Okay,
he's missing stuff, dude.
Okay,
yeah. I mean,
I would defer to you on that.
But C is fair. I mean, I wouldn't go too far below that. It's C- maybe.
I think to me it's C- just because of the amount of time he took. I mean, when your offensive line holds for 4 seconds and you can't make a determination of what you want to do, even if it's throwing the ball away. To me, that lack of decisiveness, I can't go over a C. And I just felt like he cost you it a couple of times. Not even with the overthrows. Like, yes, the one in the second half to Cam was a bad overthrow, right? Like, he was the double move he put on that poor kid. The kid fell down on the play.
He once again held the ball too long, let go of it way too late.
Yeah, just
throwing it at the break.
Right, and put some air underneath it and let him run. You didn't even have to put any velo on that, dude. Just lob that thing out there.
It's open.
Yeah. So that's the hard part for me. I don't want to put it all at Jackson's feet. Again, I think he does a lot of good things. But that was not his best game. And I do wonder how much of the emotional part of it got to him, right? How much of being back in Oklahoma and wanting that game. Like, he wanted it.
Yeah.
And I get it. I mean, for all the comments that he heard leaving Oklahoma to some of what he got coming into that stadium.
Yeah. I wanted it for him just for that. Good stuff, Dexter. Becca, I'm messing with you.
All right, Zach. I believe Darren's closing the show out for us. So, Darren, man, what's your one question?
Hey guys, now just getting in from the game. It left at 4:30 from Norman this morning and just got back to nice.
And, glad you got back safely.
What, almost 30-hour trip, round trip, I guess, to go up for that. So, hey, I hadn't gotten to listen to a lot of the show because I was driving in and packing. I think we can play with anybody. I mean, let me tell y'all something. That's the second loudest crowd, and I've been from Clemson, A&M, Florida's still the loudest. The Swamp made my ears hurt.
Me too.
I can tell you, Oklahoma yesterday we couldn't talk to the person sitting next to us at times. Couldn't hear him standing next to us. He got F.U. Arnold Jackson from the student section warming up and all. He got a lot of crap thrown at him, not thrown at him, but yelled at him and everything on the way out.
Sure.
I think Jackson's got stones. It's his fourth game. He's had two he's had Baylor on the road, and he's had his home 2-year school ready to throw him under the bus. And listen, Venables was he wasn't going to run that ball. Venables was selling totally out. Probably his decision making is still slow, but I think they threw a lot at him yesterday on the defensive side, and he really didn't have. He had some good time in the pocket several times that I thought he should have, but coverage was really good downfield several times on those sacks. He's just got to get rid of it, and I think he'll get better. I think Cole said what I did catch a while ago. Cole said it's teachable. Absolutely, I think he will get better with that. I don't think we've seen a better offense than Baylor, and I don't think we've seen a better defense, or we'll see a better defense right now than Oklahoma.
That's right.
For our defense side, that's Jackson. I think Jackson is going to be fine. I think as he gets used to this, as he goes through what this is, I think he'll get better. Timing will get better. Listen, it don't help when Cam Coleman's got wearing a guy for a belt at the touchdown line, holding him back when he's trying to high point a ball. You can't just say the stuff didn't happen that I watched over and over and over with the stripes. I'm sitting there, y'all, and it's 100 degrees or whatever, and I'm sitting there putting up with it, and I can tell you, it just was ugly from the stripes. And when are we going to put them in front of the media after games, like the coaches and the players have to sit there? When are we going to put them and have some accountability for the freaking guys? Think of all those people who had bets and took the 6.5 in Auburn. One touchdown, and they gave it to them on that second and deceptive play. So, yeah, our defense went from Sawyer throwing 422 yards to Mateer throwing 270. That's a big jump. And they're both of them in their houses. And again, I wasn't at Baylor, so I don't know how loud that was, but I've been to a lot of games, and that damn Oklahoma Center group is an SEC crowd. They were really nice. Tailgate was good.
Good.
Glad you're here. Have a good time. All that stuff. I have to say, nobody was out of the way, even in the stands. Nobody was out of the way. And they felt like the calls wasn't going their way on some stuff, too. So
sure.
We're all fans. There's nothing we can do but be fans and watch it. And there's nothing you can do when the referees take it over, though.
I think that's a great way to close out the show, Darren. I think really kind of summed up big picture there.
Yeah,
and I mentioned this on last. So I knew it was loud, and I know Auburn's got new offensive linemen, so I kind of understood that. I mean, you're just going to do that. I also, Oklahoma, like I said last night, Oklahoma had more penalty yards than Auburn did. They weren't as impactful. They didn't affect the game as much as they should have.
Right. And Auburn's really wasn't, what affected them weren't the penalty yards. It was all right, real quick. I do not want to criticize officials, and Darren, I hear you on making them accountable, but I would tell you, look at their paycheck and then look at the coaches and the players and what they make by comparison, and you can see why they have to answer questions. Okay.
And nobody would do it if you held them accountable.
And you can't do it, man. It's a safety problem because of people like Chris out there.
Listen, dude,
I'm not kidding. I'm serious.
Yeah, I know it. I was an umpire. I know.
Yeah. No, I mean, it gets heated, right? It's an emotional game. It's an emotional sport, and people take it seriously. So, to me, on the overturned fumble, that was either a catch and he was down, or the call should have been upheld. How you get to incomplete pass, to me,
you have a wild imagination.
Right. That is, maybe they thought, we don't really like giving them the catch and the fumble, and we don't like penalizing Auburn. So we're just going to go with option C, which didn't happen, right?
Yeah.
To me, there was not enough evidence.
Call on the field, whatever, right? Yeah, call on the field don't matter.
Right.
How about the catch on the last defensive series for Auburn, the catch that Mateer threw to Satania over his
Yes.
shoulder.
Right.
If that's a catch,
Yeah.
if that is a catch that they ruled after review, then the play earlier was a catch too.
Correct.
Good
By
point.
the same logic trail, that is a catch.
Right. Because the guy on the fumble took 2 steps, right?
Yeah, he even brought it
Dude.
into his body.
He brought it into his body, made 2 steps, and then got hit, stripped, and let the ball go. Now, did he hit the ground? I don't know. It's hard for me to tell, right? Like, I tend to believe, though, that there wasn't enough conclusive data for you to say he hit the ground, and instead he was on top of Auburn's player and coughed at the ball. But again, that to me was the most egregious. The guy, when they snuck the guy towards the sideline, like, it's hard in real time to make those calls, like to catch everything that's happening on a play. And I put that more on the Oklahoma coaching staff trying to get one over, man. Like, to me, that's kind of beta because you're telling me you can't beat me straight up.
Well, you know, that play's called the water bucket, by the way, for those that don't know. And my high school ran it probably 3 times a year, and we scored on it every single time. And I didn't realize it was illegal now in college football, but according to Hugh Freeze in the press conference afterwards, they had discussions about this during the offseason. Like, they told us not to be doing this kind of stuff. So that's where it becomes the problem for it's not, I don't Oklahoma, whatever. The refs, man, you had all the opportunity in the world to stop, talk, and go, hey, aren't we supposed to stop this?
Right.
After the play's over, you could have done this.
Sure, and then thrown the flag. I don't believe the play is reviewable, and that's the difficult part of this, right? Like, if there's a rules violation, somehow it should probably be reviewable. I don't think you can do that because of the time constraints you're on for games, right? Like, you still have to be able to – it's a product at the end of the day. I don't think the TV companies that pay these millions of dollars to acquire this product are going to allow you to make games longer than they need to be, because we have to be mindful of that. Who's paying the bills, right? But at the same time, plays that are that consequential in games, like, you hate that kind of stuff still happens. But again, I give them a little bit of slack on that because it's real time. You don't always catch everything. You should be better than that. But the overturned scoop and score, that to me was the egregious one.
That set the tone for the game.
Sure did.
We'll see if Auburn can get back on the winning track next Saturday, or this Saturday coming up, 2:30 p.m. Central Time on ESPN at number 9, Texas A&M. I think Texas A&M is about a 6.5 point favorite, so about the same, man. We're going to see how everything shakes out. We will be back with a recruiting show midweek. Also, Auburn Sports YouTube page will have football videos up all throughout the week. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go do so now. Turn on your notifications. Don't forget, if you're in Auburn, Opelika, Lee County, look for no further for the help you need in real estate with Jessica Andrews with First Realty. Give her a call, 334-704-4442. Tell her we sent you. All right, fantastic show, man. We really appreciate everybody calling, listening, watching. Absolutely means a lot to us. Fantastic show because of you, the fantastic callers. All right, that's going to do it for us. We'll be back next week to talk about Auburn's big win over A&M. For Cole Pinkston, for Alan Head, I'm Jeffrey Lee, and for Zach in the back, who stayed in the back. Y'all stay out of that left lane.